Hey Sam, I was just curious if you were ready to arrive home or not.
Oh, Luna. No, not yet, sorry. But I am on the way home right now. Is everything okay with you?
Right, I was just asking because I'm going to be getting home a little late today.
Oh, really? Are you still at work right now? What time do you think you're going to get off?
I think I'll have to be here at least another hour, it seems.
I see. Maybe we could just go out for dinner tonight then. I feel like we haven't gotten to do that in forever. I'm just kind of killing time around your office right now.
I'm really sorry to do this, but I've just been working so much overtime, and I don't know if I feel like eating out. I'd probably rather just eat at the house. That is, if I can even get out of here in the next hour.
Oh, I see. Well, that's okay. I'll prepare something. No problem.
Thank you so much, Sam. I really appreciate it. I feel bad, though. I haven't been giving you too much of the housework to take care of, have I?
You haven't been doing anything of the sort at all, Luna. I know it's the peak season for your company and that everyone is really busy over there. And I know that I've asked you to do the same for me when I've been really busy with work too. Anyways, just let me know if there's anything specific that you want for dinner. I'm more than happy to take requests.
Well, since you're offering, I would love some kind of nice pasta dish. Does that sound okay to you?
If you want pasta, then pasta it shall be. Oh, and one other thing. I'll have to drop the car off at the shop pretty soon here, so would you mind commuting by bus for a few days?
Oh, right. I forgot that you were going to do that. Yeah, that should be fine. I'll be sure to just leave the car in the driveway tomorrow morning then.
No problem at all. I appreciate you doing that for me.
And thank you so much for always remembering stuff like that. I would have no idea when to take in a car or anything like that. I'm just really glad to have you. You're always doing so much to help out. I really just don't know where I'd be at all without you, Sam.
Yeah, I guess I might just be a little bit better at the hands-on kind of stuff. You even asked me to build all that furniture that we got from IKEA, remember?
I tried looking at those instruction booklets, but I just didn't understand at all.
Which is kind of ironic since your job is designing your pamphlets for companies that hire your services, right?
Yeah, that is true. But we have so many templates here that a lot of my work is more like filling in the blanks than real design work. Anyway, do you know how long the car is going to be in the shop for?
I'm thinking it should take 3 days at the most, and then everything should be fine. You're not in a rush to get it back though, are you? If you really are, maybe we can look into renting a car? Or I can pay the people at the shop a little extra to work faster?
No, nothing like that. I guess I was just so used to taking the car to work that I've forgotten what it's like to go by bus. And I'm a bit nervous.
Ah, gotcha. I'm sure it'll be fine, but yeah, no one likes being stuck on a crowded bus or dealing with confusing schedules.
You're lucky because at least your work is right next to the subway stop. If anything, it would be more of a hassle for you to drive to work than it would be to take transit.
Well, my office does have a parking lot, but all the rest of my coworkers all drive, and I've seen my supervisor asking for rides home more than once. So I figured better to not take the car.
Well, that's one way to get out of having to deal with him, I suppose. But I get people asking me to give them rides back home from time to time.
Oh, really? I don't know that you've ever told me that.
I'm sure that I have. You remember that one time you found a cigarette butt in the car, right?
Oh yeah, I guess I do. Is that what that was about?
I still feel really bad for letting that happen. But it was my boss asking me for a ride. So I felt like I couldn't say no when he asked if he could smoke in the car.
Right, I remember you talking to me about all of that. You know, you can always blame things on me for trying to get out of an awkward situation. You can just say that your husband is really strict and you don't have time to be dropping people off or else I'll get mad.
I'll remember that, but thankfully he hasn't been asking for rides very often lately. It's only every now and then that I end up driving my boss home.
I see. Well, as long as you're okay with it, I am too. Speaking of, I hope the rest of your work goes by quickly. Get home safe.
Hey Luna, I was just wondering if you're up already.
Of course I am. I'm in the hospital. All the nurses wake us up at the same time to serve us our breakfasts, which I've already eaten.
Oh, I see. Well, good morning. I just wanted to let you know that I was thinking of going to the hospital today to see you. Did you want me to bring you anything?
I would really appreciate some changes of pajamas. And maybe a new bath towel. What else? There were other things I was wanting, but I can't think of anything right now. Do you think you could bring some of the documents that the hospital sent you home with for me to look at?
Yeah, sure, I could do that. You were unconscious that whole time after all. It's okay to ease into things slowly.
You really don't need to worry about me. I'm the one who should be sorry. Can't believe this happened.
You don't have anything to apologize for, Luna. You were hit by some idiot who wasn't looking at the traffic lights. You were stopped and doing what you should have been. It was the other driver who was at fault.
I guess you're right, but I'm still so nervous. I mean, I was giving my boss a ride home when the accident happened, and I've heard that he's still unconscious.
That is true, but you really can't be blaming yourself for that, Luna. You did all that you could have, and that's all that matters.
But Sam, I can't move my legs. How am I supposed to live the rest of my life like this?
It'll be okay. At least you have use of your arms. Besides, the doctors think that with some physical training you could regain full movement again. You know, my dad had a stroke and thought he was going to be paralyzed, but now he's just fine.
I know, but your dad's stroke wasn't as bad as the accident that I was in.
That is true, but either way, the doctors seem confident that you're going to be just fine. So I think that we should listen to them.
I'm sorry, but I just can't share the optimism that you have, Sam. I just don't know what to do.
I understand, Luna, but I want you to know that no matter what happens, I'll be here for you. You just focus on resting and let me know if there's anything at all that I can do for you.
Thank you so much, Sam. I just hope that you remember to take care of yourself as well. Have you been getting enough sleep lately? I got a call from my mom, and she said that you were by my side the whole time until I woke up.
I'm fine. Don't you worry. I talked to my boss and he gave me the week off. I was just so overjoyed when you opened your eyes.
Sam, thank you. I don't know what else to say, but thank you so much. I'm so sorry for putting you through all this.
Luna, you really don't have anything to be sorry about at all. I know that the physical therapy is going to be tough, but you can do it. Your whole family and I are going to be there with you the whole time.
Okay, thanks again. I promise to do my best. I don't want to become a burden on everyone else, so I have to try my best.
You're not going to be a burden for anyone ever, Luna. But for now, you should just concentrate on feeling better. That's what will be best for everyone.
Sam, I just heard the news. Is it true that you're really going to try and divorce my poor little girl?
Hello, Regina. Yes, I'm afraid that what you've heard is true. I want to divorce Luna.
I don't believe this. I never once thought that you were that kind of person. You do realize that my daughter, your wife, has been in a terrible traffic accident, don't you? She might even end up unable to walk again, and you're going to leave her while she's still like this? It's unbelievable!
Regina, do you know how it was that Luna ended up in that car accident?
What are you talking about? Some idiot driver smashed into her while she was driving. What are you trying to say about the accident?
I'm trying to tell you that I'm not leaving Luna because she's in the hospital. I'm leaving her because she was cheating on me. And her affair led the accident that landed her in the hospital.
Excuse me? You think that my daughter was cheating on you?
That's correct, Regina.
My daughter was only giving her boss a ride home.
She was giving her boss a very different kind of ride before that, I'm afraid.
I don't believe this.
In fact, the driver of that car that slammed into Luna also recently regained consciousness and was able to talk to the police. And while it was true that the driver ignored the traffic light ahead of him, it was because my wife in the car across from him had her top completely off.
You have got to be kidding me.
And according to this other driver, he could see everything. He said that he got into the accident because his eyes were drawn off the road and into the car Luna and her boss were in. Nobody leaves this story looking good, in my honest opinion.
So then, my daughter was really having an affair behind your back.
It appears that way, yes. In fact, I was able to confirm all of this when the police gave me the footage they managed to recover from the internal camera. They were able to find at least 3 instances of those two hooking up in my car.
And so that's why you stopped going to check on Luna in the hospital, isn't it? You don't want to look after my daughter anymore after what she did to you.
I understand that this is a lot to take in all at once. And I'm sorry for making up my mind without telling you why, but now you know.
No, I'm the one who should be sorry. Now that I know the truth, I'm just furious. You must be furious.
No, I'm not really. I don't really feel anything when I look at Luna, to be honest. And when I gave her the divorce papers, I merely handed them to her and walked out of her room in the hospital.
Well, did you hear that her boss also recently just woke back up?
Oh, really? I hadn't heard that, actually.
Well, apparently he can only move his face. And Luna says that she doesn't have anything to say to him.
Oh, Regina, I'm really sorry that you had to be sucked into the middle of all of this. But I also hope that you can understand that it's difficult for me to be there for Luna right now.
No. Of course your actions make sense now. My daughter completely betrayed you and the trust you gave her. I wish she had never, ever cheated on you. Anyway, just know that you have my full support in whatever it is that you choose to do from here on out. And if there's any way I can help you, please let me know. I also want you to know that you have nothing to apologize for and that this is all Luna's fault. I'll tell her to sign those papers without putting up a fuss.
Sam, I'm so sorry. Please come and visit me here at the hospital. I really just want to talk to you one last time. We can't just leave things like this.
I'm sorry, Luna, but I'm not going to visit you again. I've made up my mind.
I know that I was an idiot. That I was my boss. I couldn't just say no to him. Don't you realize how hard it would have made work at life? I promise there was nothing real between him and I at all.
Well, in that case, I have one thing that I want to talk to you about. Was I such a bad husband that you felt you couldn't come to me about this?
I just didn't want you to worry about me at all.
If your boss was really forcing you to have sexual relations with him, then that's a huge problem. You would have been in the right to say to him, even if it meant quitting your job. I would have stood by you the whole time and helped take care of you while you looked for a new job.
But aside from my boss, I really love that job, and I didn't want to leave it at all.
Well, I'm sorry, but I just can't accept that you didn't enjoy having the affair with your boss. After all, his wife reached out to me and showed me all the messages that you and him shared with each other.
Wait a second. You mean that his wife knows now?
That's right. She talked to your mom and then me when she showed the evidence. Not to mention, the fact that the person who hit you woke up and said that he crashed into your car because he was distracted by you not wearing a shirt in yours.
Sam, I'm so sorry for this. I'm sorry for everything.
You're not sorry for me. You're only sorry that you were caught. Or did you think that your boss would never wake up, and that you'd never have anyone else to speak out against you? Because your boss also woke up, and he confessed to everything to his wife.
Maybe I did let things go just a little too far with all of this.
Too far? It seemed to me like you were enjoying plenty of what was happening according to your messages.
I swear that I was only trying to say things that I thought he would like.
Except there were times when you were the one asking when he could meet up with you. You liked having this illicit affair with your boss. Just admit it.
I'm so sorry, Sam.
Well, this isn't something you're going to get out of with just mere apologies. Did you think you wouldn't be caught if you kept your affair to the inside of my car?
No, it really isn't like that at all. You have to listen to me.
Well, it's a good thing that I had the drive cam replaced when I took the car into the shop. If I didn't, there might not have been any proof of what you did. The whole reason I got the cameras installed was because I was worried about you driving since you're always talking about not knowing enough about cars.
Sam, I swear this is never, ever going to happen again.
I know it won't. Because your body won't ever let something like that happen again.
Please don't say things like that to me, Sam. I knew that you're going to get sick of having to look after me.
It isn't that at all. I was ready to be by your side no matter what. I was so sure that this accident wasn't your fault. But you were the whole reason that it happened.
Well, it was night and figured that no one would be looking inside the car. Besides, how can you blame me when the other person should have had their eyes on the road?
You shouldn't have been cheating on me in the first place. What if you just went right home like you were supposed to instead?
But well, I don't think that's fair.
Do you have any idea how disgusted I felt when I watched that recording footage that the police managed to salvage from the crash? I was still willing to be by your side up until I watched that. That was easily, without a doubt, the worst day of my entire life.
And I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. That's just awful. But how am I supposed to live without you by my side, Sam?
Why do you think I'll help you after this? Why don't you just go to your boss and ask him for help? Or what about your parents?
Even my mom said that she never wants to see me again after I get out of the hospital. I don't have anyone left.
And just how do you think your parents feel after they learn the truth about what kind of person you are? You ought to be grateful that they've been by your side this long.
But the accident wasn't even my fault. You said so yourself, remember? You said that I didn't do anything wrong.
And the other driver is the one taking responsibility for the crash. Neither your mom nor I blame you for the crash. But we also realize the fact that you were in the middle of cheating when it happened. You've been lying to me about having to work overtime this whole time, haven't you? Well, now I don't want to ever see you again.
I'm so sorry, Sam. I don't know what else to say.
The worst part is that I had no idea before this. You got so good at lying to me about all of it that I never even noticed.
Please don't leave me behind, Sam. I promise to never betray you like this again. I promise to try my hardest at physical therapy and be a good wife to you.
And just why do you think that I'll ever want to take you back again?
Don't you still love me? I thought you said that you were always going to be by my side. Or were those just lies?
Are you really going to try and talk to me about lying right now? You're in the mess that you're in right now because you were lying to me!
I don't know how I'm supposed to go on without you in my life, Sam. Even after I leave the hospital, I'll be all alone. Please don't divorce me. I need you, Sam.
Why not just get together with your boss?
What do you mean?
Well, I heard that his wife also wants nothing to do with him anymore. And that the two of them are also getting a divorce as well. Although she is going to be suing you for your role in this affair, of course. But anyways, your boss is soon to be single, and you two should just get together.
No way! I don't want that! You're the one I want to be with, Sam! You're the only thing in this world that makes me truly happy!
I can't believe that there was ever a time in my life where I really thought that was true. Luna was dragging her feet signing the divorce papers until her parents told her that they would never ever talk to her again if they didn't sign them. Finally, she agreed to, in the hopes of maintaining some connection with her parents. Although after being sued by me and her boss's wife, she had very little left to her name. As for me, I'm just happy to rid myself of the whole situation. I even put in a request to transfer with my job so I could leave this whole town behind. Luckily, Luna and I didn't have any children together, so it made the whole process of moving my life much easier.
Mom, please let me into the house. Why would you just lock me out of the house all of a sudden? This household doesn't need a woman who's not going to take care of her own child. I'm going to have you leave this house immediately. Not taking care of her own child? What are you talking about? I cannot leave my grandchildren in the hands of a terrible woman who would leave her kids who were recently born. You need to disappear. No, you don't understand, Mom. I felt sick, so I went to the hospital, that's all. I made sure to ask my husband to look after the kids while I went to the hospital. You asked him? Yeah, you're full of crap. My son is saying that he has no idea what you're talking about to me. What? Besides, how could you possibly get sick when you have a child that's very vulnerable? You really don't have any idea how important it is to be healthy. We will be taking care of Stephen from now on. Taking care of Stephen? What exactly are you talking about? You have Jessica too, right? Mom, you need to answer me right now. You aren't trying to do something with them, are you? Jessica? Oh, that terrible grandchild who can't do anything? Ugh, I gave her away to your parents' house to look after. What? I don't really understand. What's going on? I'm sure you can take care of at least one half of your kids, right? We'll go ahead and take care of this child, so you can raise that child. Understood? You are seriously persistent, aren't you? I don't have the time or patience to be talking to the likes of you. Do you understand? I can't have you just standing outside our door the whole time either. Hurry up and go to your own home. I can't do that. How could you do this to me? I also can't go home because this is literally my house. And those two kids are my babies that I gave birth to. And what the hell do you have against Jessica? She's a great kid. She's literally the least capable child around. She's just the extra added kid to Stephen. We only need someone to take over the family name. Do you understand me? What? Ugh, I don't need a dumb daughter-in-law or a daughter who isn't worth anything to take over the family name. I figured that my son would take over the family business, to be honest with you. But I want him to do whatever he wants to do. That's why you want to raise your own grandchild to be the heir to your family business? They should decide what they want to do with their own future. It's not something that us adults should decide for them. Wow, look at this peasant talking to me and trying to lecture me on how the world works. Oh, you have a terrible sense of humor. If you want to complain that much, maybe you should start a company that's as big as ours and run it. And then you can complain to me. I'm sure you won't be able to with your rotten brain, though. Please, Mom, let me see my son. I'm begging you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no to that. Just go home already. Your special, amazing daughter is waiting for you at your house. I couldn't believe what was happening. No matter how much I went into that house, they just wouldn't... I just kept getting chased off by my mother-in-law every time. My husband, who absolutely loves his mom, obviously took her side too. I ended up never seeing my son once during the whole time I kept going to the house. Once our divorce was said and done, my husband would have custody of my son, and I would have custody of my daughter. Imagine that. It worked out perfectly for that rotten woman. It would be bad to cause a sudden change in the child's environment at this stage of development. That's what the courts told me when they made their decision. I would only be able to see my son twice a month, an hour each time. Hey, Liz. Look at you taking home the big money. I saw you making big moves. That movie! What was it? The Bravery of a Single Petal? Oh, Jessie. She was the main character in that movie, right? Congratulations! It's Jessica. So what compelled you to message me today? Why didn't you contact me about it at all? You always need to contact your relatives first thing about stuff like this, right? Relatives? What? We're relatives, silly. We're not relatives, silly. I literally divorced your son. Ugh, you divorced your son. Ugh, young kids nowadays. Just so you know, you can't cut ties with a family that easily. Do you understand? Besides, that girl has my family blood in her too. She's not just your child. You really can't be saying things like that anymore. We're definitely relatives. Are you aware of what you're saying right now? Or are you being intentionally dense? You chased both Jessica and I out of our own home and stole Steven's parental rights from me, remember? Oh, you. You're still dragging that little detail on? Oh, it's not a big deal at all. I'm seriously appalled by how naggy you are. You're really the exact person you were 8 years ago, aren't you? You really need to learn from your kids and how much they've grown up. Little details? Raise my son from me? A little detail? It is a little detail, sweetheart. I literally let you see him every month, didn't I? I'm so kind. There are loads of parents in this world that want to see their kids, but they can't, for one reason or another. You really need to realize how blessed you are before coming at me with how you're such a victim. Okay, I'm done with this talk. I think that I have a completely different take than you on what happened to me and my son. Please don't ever contact me in any shape or form. Goodbye. Hey, hang on. I'm not finished talking to you yet. Talking to me? Yeah, about how I'm going to live with my grandchildren. What? Let me explain. Our company is actually putting in a lot of effort to invite in fresh blood and raise them from the ground up. That's why I thought that maybe it would be a good idea if Jessica transfer over to our company. Imagine a child actor who's already fairly well known show up at our renowned and established company. You realize how much attention she would get and how much she would benefit, right? You're going to do this to your grandkids again? You are really the one who hasn't changed one bit since we last met. Just so you know, you really don't have any choice here. If you think you do, you're completely mistaken. Think about it. It's very clear which choice is the correct choice when it comes to the kid's best interest. It's obvious. It doesn't take rocket science to figure it out. Living in some poor household, or coming to live at our house, where she would never have to worry about anything and would be able to get whatever she wanted. Which do you think is best for her? Yeah, you're right. We don't have that much money. We don't have that much money compared to you. But I made sure that I poured my heart and soul into raising them with my love. I only saw Steven once a month, but I'm pretty sure I did my best in raising him with love too. I think it's something that's invaluable and can't be bought by money. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Ugh, this must be what people are talking about when they talk about people who are completely mistaken. Oh, I've never actually seen someone so mistaken, so thank you. Maybe I should get an autograph, huh? Completely mistaken? Beg your pardon? You mistake the fact that you are loved by your kids. You're not. Just so we're absolutely crystal clear, if she stays with you, she's not going to be able to really live up to her fullest potential. You understand? That girl is a literal prodigy, a once-in-a-lifetime genius, and that is behind every line in her acting. Oh, you really can't believe she's a child still. She even won some kind of an award, didn't she? Oh, I know this for sure. She definitely has our family's blood. It's not your family blood for sure. That's going to be a hard no. She is where she is because she worked really hard to get where she is. I know because I was right there with her when she was working day and night rehearsing. Yeah, I'm sure the boring and mundane, useless woman that you are would want to believe that. Oh, I almost feel pity towards you. But think about it just a little bit, using whatever amount of brain cells you have. What do you think Jessica was thinking twice a month when she met up with Steven? Why is Steven so rich and our house so poor? Man, he's so lucky. I'm so envious of what he's got. That's all she could think of. Oh, it's very easy to tell what she's thinking. She's such a grandma's child. Of course, she's always wanted to live with me. I'll go ahead and take your daughter now, too. Don't mind me. Please turn on the TV right now. That amazing granddaughter who loves you oh so dearly is bashing you on TV. Oh, did I say that it was also being broadcasted live, right now, in the middle of the day? Huh? My grandma took my super important brother, whom I love so dearly, away from me. I wish I could meet him every day, even now. Those were her words, not mine. What? Wait, hold on a second. What the hell are you talking about? If you turn on the TV and go to ABC, it's all right there. She's going to be debuting in a new drama this time. She's on TV getting interviewed with the main character for an advertisement. It was actually just a moment ago that the host asked her about her family and if she had any siblings. Oh man, she is literally spilling everything. She's not leaving out any details. What? You're being serious? I'm being dead serious. You need to make her stop right this second! How am I supposed to stop her right now? It's live television. She said your name and your company name loud and clear for the world to hear. Oh man, what has she done? Oh well, it's just a small detail. You should really learn to forgive and let go of the little things. Oh, actually, you should be thanking Jessica if anything. You didn't have to pay for the free advertisement for your company. Really forgive this at all. A company's public image is everything! I'm currently in studio, so I won't be able to take your calls. What did you want to talk about? Don't play coy with me, you little... You realize the amount of phone calls that our offices are receiving right now thanks to you? They're all complaining, telling us to let the two live together as siblings. Wow, sounds like you're going through it right now. Ugh, it's all your fault. Every single bit. If our sales drop because of this, I'm going to sue you for defamation and expect compensation. Sue who? My daughter? Of course I'm going to be suing you. I know that you are responsible for making her say that crap on TV. You don't have proof, even if that were the case. Besides, I didn't say anything to her. She decided to talk and said everything on her own volition. What? She wanted to take Steven away from you. Uh-huh? I'm not sure what you're saying. You didn't know, did you? Twice a month, for 8 years, they had their visitations. Although, I don't think that's what they called it at all. I'm pretty sure they like to call it their war council. After they were ripped apart from each other, we've always wanted to live with the three of us together. We were all talking to each other and trying to figure out our best course of action to make it work. Even Steven? You're full of shit. My son must have been there too. There's no way he wouldn't have told me. He would tell me as soon as he caught wind of this. Oh, your adorable, adorable son? Yeah, he was always playing games with his headphones in. It never failed, every month. There was not anything we talked about. We could be in a park or a cafe. It didn't matter. He wouldn't hear a word. Seriously, your son is the most amazing thing on this planet, right? Oh, hey, look at that. I just received news that Steven is now in custody of the police. I'm going to go pick him up from the police. Police? Why would he go to the police? He told me how you were raising him, about how you would force him to do things he didn't want to, all because you were raising him. Steven had no issues telling me about it all. We have all the photos of his bruises, cuts, and scratches you gave him. I told him he needs to run away from home and get to the nearest police station as soon as this program airs. You hang on a second! That's cheap! You haven't even heard my side of the story yet. I don't care about any of that based on the kinds of actions you took. I will be sure to make you face your crimes to the fullest extent of the judicial system. It's not my fault that he would take forever to remember things. What the hell else was I supposed to do? It doesn't matter why. What matters is you abused someone else's son. I will never forgive you for what you've done. Also, I remember you specifically saying something to me. Something about how a divorce doesn't cut ties from a family. You're exactly right. Today was our D-Day, the day we execute our plans that we have planned for years. I will be taking full custody of Stephen from today. Please don't ever show up around me or mine ever again. You must be high on something if you think I'm not going to see him anymore. You know what's going to happen to you if you do this to me? Who's going to take over the family company if Stephen isn't with us anymore? Wait, what? If I recall correctly, you had a son, didn't you? Maybe you should let him take over the family business instead. I can't let that happen. Ugh, there's no way he would be able to run the family business. Don't worry about it. He's as pure as it gets. Something about how he has the best family blood running through his veins, right? Please, Miss Liz, I need you to stop. I'll apologize and repent for everything, so please, just go back on live TV and take back everything that was said. It means everything to our company, right? Come on, we're family, remember? Family? What? Oh, I got it. This is the mistaken person thing that you've never actually seen one. Can I have your autograph? Afterwards, my ex-husband's company was the target for the world's hatred. They were trying their best to cover it up for a while, but they did go under. There's no way that a man-child would ever be able to run a company, so it really doesn't surprise me at all. Apparently, they're all working in some factory together to pay back all of the loans they've accrued. But the best part is that everyone knows what they look like and what they've done, so I'm sure everyone's going to talk shit about them forever. After this whole debacle, my daughter retired from the entertainment industry. I told her that if she enjoyed acting, she can keep going with it, but she told me that she wanted to be with Stephen and I forever. That pretty much made me melt on the spot. Stephen was also having a little tough time adjusting to life with us, but he's finding his place. He even made a few friends around the neighborhood, and he goes out every day. At first, my life was a living hell, but after a long and hard battle, I live a happy life that I can't complain about, thanks to my son and daughter.